Sap, cross. Beautiful. That's a really nice pass.
It was perfect.
That's it.
Ooh.
Take that shot.
Good try, guys.
That's it. Good try.
Come on, Lauren.
That's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. Tell us my guy puts up 42
Great ball. Great ball. Oh, offside.
And now Jackson has like 50 points.
Cannot believe they lost. That's crazy. It's 2 1 off.
McCarthy passing in the ball.
Nothing attacking. Come on, man.
Can you knock on the thing and tell him that Matt, I feel you're the right person. Roxanne, get a picture of the clock. Clock? Yeah. That's just so typical of.
And it seems like the ball has gone over the fence as they get a new one. And
Nobody cares about it. Somebody shut it off a little louder.
Nice, Nick. Way to work it around.
Go, May.
Good place. Come on, Gone. Come on, Mia.
I like that. Is that the slot? It was. She was always the leader of the class. Jesse? Especially if you worry about the clock. And the way she was.
Clock's going on the other side.
ball goes back into play as number.
Okay, put it in.
Oh, looks like a store shop goal. Nope, and number 13. Number 13 gets it in for a goal for Swampscott.
Good job, Blue.
Oh, good. We're right in the middle.
And now it's 22. 23 and 13 fight for the ball as 13 gets a breakaway. 13 for the Witches get it. Now back to Swampscott, and a little bit over the goal. Causing him to go outside and out of play.
Barry, I rounded out. I saw him coach Summerlee.
Replay in my head, like, that's so. Alright, you know.
I saw him coaching Summerlee.
Number 13 brings the ball back into play, and the game is back underway.
Alright, good.
Goes to number 8 to 28, down to the right side field. 20 still has it being guarded by number 11 and number 18. And the ball goes out into play to the goalie. One passes it, 10. Bringing it to number 8. He's bringing the ball down the field towards Salem's goal. But is stopped and the ball goes out of play. Ball back in play as it goes to number 7, but 14 for the Swampscott. Kicks it over to 28, and 28 is on a breakaway from Salem. But the goalie missed, and it goes out of play.
Keep it up, Abby! Good cross, Abby!
Here we go. Swampscott gets the ball back. Down to 13. Back to 6. And it is out on Salem. Number 6 gets the ball and goes a little bit too far, but number 2 for number 8 gets it for Swampscott, kicks it to number 1, and goes out of play. Eight throws it back in. Down number 18 down the line. But Swampscott is Salem's fast enough to block the ball. down to number 8, down the side. Down to number 10. But the ball goes out of play.
Hi, I didn't see you in the new one. How are you? Good. How's everything going? Miss Andrew? Aw, I know. Feeling for you too.
Perfect shot, number 21 for Swampscott. Brings it down the far field. And the ball goes out of play. Ball goes back into play. Swampscott gets it, stops it, and the goalie catches it, making it a no-goal.
And we're going to be in Europe for Thanksgiving, and we get back 2 days before Castle. So we'll be jet lagged exhausted.
Number 8 gets the ball, passes it to 21 for Swampscott, brings it down the field, but it might go out of play.
Yeah, this time did you get the email I sent out today? Okay.
Salem throws it in, but Swampscott interferes. Oh. Number 8.
Yeah, no, I love it too, but it just doesn't really make sense.
But the ball goes out of play, making it Swampscott's ball. Swampscott brings the ball back into play, but it goes right back out.
Where are you going?
And the ball is brought back into play by Salem. Number 20 gets it for Swampscott, brings it to number 1. Number 8, number 6 for Salem interferes. Give it to number 2. Interfered by number 1 for Swampscott. Brought way farther, and the Salem's goalie will get it. Brings it back into play. Passes it to number 22. To number 2. 16, number 3 for Swampscott interferes. Salem back has the ball back. And the goalie shall kick it back into center field, where Swampscott shall interfere. Swampscott bringing it down the right side.
Yeah, Mexican tacos. But like not over that.
Has a bit of tumble on the right side, but the ball shall go outside of play, making it Salem ball.
Oh, I may have gone to one of her things she once hosted at Shuby's. She's a good discipline. She's a very good girl.
Number 13 for Salem will bring it back into play. He's interfered for number 8 for Swampscott. Kicks it number 6. Over to 21. But is kicked out of play by Salem, making it Swampscott's ball. Number 8 throws it back in for Swampscott, but it goes right back out. 6 interferes for Swampscott. Kicks it to number 12. Over to 3. Over to 23. Over to number 8. Number 12 kicks it back to 14. Bringing it over to 21, bringing it down the right side of the field. Almost a breakaway. Interfered by number 13, but deferred by number 20 for Swampscott. And is kicked into the bleachers. Is brought back. Number 1 has the ball, but interfered by number 8 and 13 for Salem. Kicked over to 12. For Swampscott interferes, bringing number 23 over to number 1. And is kicked a little bit way too far, where maybe, oh, so close to getting a goal, but goes right out of play. Team for Swampscott keeps it in play, but it has appeared that last play has been kicked out by Swampscott. Number 13 will bring it back in for Salem, but interfered attempt by 20 and 21, but is brought to 8. Over the 21, but 18 interferes, bringing it back to 8 for Swampscott. Number 2 interferes, but kicked over to 6 for Swampscott. Over to 20. Kicked over to Salem's 22, but number 12 for Swampscott interferes, bringing it back to 21. Over to 14, back to 21. Oh, back to 14 again, but it goes to 23 for Salem, and it is kicked right out of bounds.
Good job, Mia.
Ball is kicked right out of bounds again. Eight brings it back in over to 21, and it goes right back out again.
Substitute the A for a year. Lady has a broken cleat and is on rubber cleats. And the other hand, baby feet are there.
Number 18 will bring it back in for Salem. Passes over to number for 2. Interfered by 8 for Swampscott. Over to 10. Back to 12 to Swampscott to 10. Over to number 6. Back to 12. Over to 3. A little bit far for 13 to get, but the ref blows his whistle and it'll be goalie kick. Will bring this ball back into play for Salem. Brings it over to 7. A little bit too far for, but not far for number 6 to get to bring it over to 28. And is brought out of bounds by Swampscott. 21 is 14 is almost on a breakaway, but it sadly goes out of bounds, making it Salem ball.
Mike, do you want to sit up here and we're going to go over Davis?
Come on.
20 and 7 fight for the ball, bringing it down to the right side, but 18 interferes, bringing it to 10. Back to 6. Over to 19 for Salem. Back to 6 for Swampscott, bringing it to 12.
Nice.
Over to 3. A little bit far. 7 brings it over to the out of bounds.
Let's go, Blue!
One will kick it in for Swampscott. Kick.
Oh, good ball.
And is brought back out of bounds for Salem, making it Swampscott's ball once again.
Well, they keep telling the 20 to start winning before them.
Let's go, let's get one!
One will kick it back in for Swampscott. The kick. A little bit high, but Salem interferes. Number 12 for Swampscott tries to get it. Kicked over to number 28 for Swampscott. Number 2 for Salem gets it, but interfered, but 2 gets it back again. But is kicked out of bounds and will make it Swampscott's ball. 8 with the throw to 14, but is brought back out again, making it Salem ball. Number 10 throws it in for Salem, bringing it to number 2, to 18, but interfered by 1 and 4 for Swampscott.
Go, Ava!
And is brought out by Swampscott, making it Salem's ball. My bad, make that Swampscott's ball. 13 for Salem kicks it over to center field, but 6 shall defer. Over to 8, back to 6, to out of bounds. Eight with the throw into 14. Is in play this time, but is kicked out by Salem. Eight with the throw again to 4. Blocked by number 7 and kicked out of bounds, making a Swampscott ball once again.
Oh, nice.
to 10 to 3. Intercepted by number 23 for Salem, and is brought out of bounds by Salem, making it Swampscott's ball once again. Swampscott with the throw in, but is kicked right out of bounds again by Salem.
Just kick it, Laney.
Just kick it, don't miss it. You can't. There's no point.
Swampscott with the kick back in. A little bit past 14, but is kicked right out of bounds, making it Salem's ball. Ten throws it in to 8. Intercepted by 4. 7 kicks it out of bounds, making it Swampscott's ball.
Let's go, Jess!
Three kick it in for Swampscott. Back to 3 after a bit of tussle by the goal line, but is kicked out of bounds and it makes it Salem's ball. Number 13 for Salem shall kick it in. The kick. Over to 11, but intercepted by number 5, and it goes right out of bounds. Number 23 was thrown in for Salem. Number 4, intercepted by number 13. 6 gets it for Swampscott, over to 4, but Salem shall kick it out, making it Swampscott's ball again. Three throws it in. Over to 14, intercepted by Salem's number 13, and it is brought out of bounds. Oh. It's brought in, and it's a goal. Making it 2-1 Swampscott.
Your daughter just scored a goal. Please pay attention.
Timeout. Or is that the half?
We will never know with that mystery club. Joe, if you sponsored the club,
Is that possibly the end of the half?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll tell you how I painted the back of that sign.
Did you?
What have you done for that sign, huh?
I didn't think you know for that sign.
How do you like this game? Oh, no way. JV's up to that.
Where's the paint on the back of that sign will outlast the electronics.
I'm out.
That's so funny. What, did you do the Swampscott or the blue or the whole thing?
We did
group of black. Like that, so the
The one that faces the street. Yeah. That's awesome.
because it was like this is not nice. So we painted it, and then someone came in and
The white.
did the fancy stuff.
That's good. Did it have to be redone from the original?
No, that was it was all brand new.
No, you did it original.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if you made you recently had to redo it.
Lifetime.
Rental?
Well,
Oh yeah, we should open it.
so have you been in the middle school?
Yeah.
The new gym? It looks nice. Did you have to paint anything in there? Or just... You did?
I did the walls.
It's really the.
We did the walls first, then the floor, then we're gonna do the ceiling. It was all backwards. We didn't want to do the ceiling until they fixed the roof.
Oh, thought it
We should have started by fixing the roof, painting the ceiling, painting the walls, doing the
Remember how slippery? Remember how slippery that court was?
I had it all last year.
In middle school?
You wear it like in your baseball. They were
So slippery.
Yeah.
The big blue pancake.
You gotta go in there, it's awesome.
Complete with the bomb. Oh, isn't
It's
it?
awesome.
Yes.
And they made it so that they can do multiple sports in there. Like volleyball. I want to say pickleball.
Oh, saying the old one was slippery.
Yeah, that thing was, it's a nice.
We have another kid. We always forget about it. The third kid.
Tell me if anything crazy.
Keep us posted.
Bye guys.
Second half of action here at Swampscott Bloxage Field, where we are facing against the Salem Witches. 2-0 Swampscott leads. Salem brings it out. 3, throws it back in for Swampscott. Over to number 14. Back to 14, intercepted by number 23 for Salem. Over to 19, 22. Interrupted by number 20 for Swampscott. Over to 1. Brings it up towards center field, almost intercepted. Brought over to number 5. Going down the left side of the field. But whistle blows and we shall see what it is. It appears to be Salem's ball with 13 kicking it in over to 12, but interfered by number 20 for Swampscott. Over to 5, to 14, back to 5. Will 5 make it? Yes, you will.
Come on, Carly.
Right across, Carly.
Good
Nice,
ball,
Carly.
Carly.
Kicks it over to 19 to Salem. Intercepted by 1 for Swampscott. And is kicked right outside, making it Salem's ball. Number 14 kicks it in for Salem. Brings it all the way to center field, where number 7 and 20 for both, number 2 and 20 for both teams will fight for it. 20 shall proceed. Over to 5 again, bringing it down to left field. Almost intercepted by 6 for Salem, but is kicked right outside. Swampscott brings it back in. A little bit too pass for number 24, but 24 shall get the ball, but is kicked right outside the goalpost, making it Salem's ball. Thirteen's bringing the ball back in for Salem. Over to number 2, but interfered by number 20 for Swampscott. Over to 14. Over to 24.
Offsides again? These two rugby blockers. These two rugby blockers.
Number 13 for Salem starts off with the ball again. Over to 2. Taken away by number 6. Over to 20. Taken away from Swampscott, but brought back to number 12.
Nice, man. Nice control, Vic.
Over to 3. 23 takes it away from Swampscott. Swampscott takes it right back again to number 6. Over to 6 for Swampscott. Back to number 8. But is kicked outside and Swampscott's ball. Number 8 shall bring it back in for Swampscott. Over to 13. Taken away by number 12. Back to Swampscott with number 12 taking it. Over to 8. All the way down the left side of the field. Number 12 takes it for Swampscott.
Beautiful ball.
Little almost shot over, but taken away by number 20 for Salem. Number 3 brings it back in for Swampscott. Over to number 10. Past the 12. Over to 1. And is kicked outside, making it Salem goal. Salem ball. My mistake, folks. Will bring it in for Salem. Over to 12. But is brought right back outside for his Swampscott ball. Number 3 brings it in. Over to 14. Taken away by number 8 and brought right back outside. Making it Swampscott's ball once again. Taking it to Swampscott, number 3. Over past number 14, but the Salem goalie shall get it. Goalie kicks it back into mid-center field, where it shall go out of bounds once again, making it Swampscott's ball. Salem kicks it to number 12, but brings it right back out, making it Swampscott's ball. 3 throws it back in to 14. The 6 kicks it out and makes it Swampscott's ball again. Swampscott throws it in to number 1.
Nice one.
Gets it past most of the Salem team. Over to 20. Over to 13 for Swampscott. Back to number 1. And is kicked out of bounds shortly left side of the goal, but it's Salem's ball. Once again, she'll bring it in for Salem. Here comes the kick. Taken away, but taken right back to number 19 for Salem. Salem kicks it out of bounds, making it Swampscott ball. Number 13 shall pass to number 7 for a throw-in. Throws it over to number 23, but taken away, but taken right back. 21 barely misses the ball, and it goes way outside to the out of bounds, making it Salem's ball. Throws it in. Over to 20, over to 12. But gets kicked right outside. I'm not sure whose ball it is, but it's possibly Salem's. Seems like it got kicked out of bounds and Salem's ball again. Number 23 shall throw it in. Taken away by number 20. Oh! Oh, hit the face right there of number 21. But 21 is all right. Number 23 brings it in for Salem. Almost taken away by number 20 for Swampscott, but is taken away by number 6. 14 gets the ball. Back to 21. Taken away by number 23, but is taken back by number 20 for Swampscott. Over to 1. Taken away by number 14. Back to number 6. Over to 12. To 3. To 21. Over to 14. But it's taken away by number 12 with the assist of number 23. But is set. But is taken back by 1 for Swampscott. Over to 20. 17 gets the ball. Almost taken away by number 21, but slowly goes and out of bounds, making it Swampscott's ball. Three passes it in over to 14. But goes straight to number 18 for Salem. Takes it a little bit too far. It's a race to the ball, 12 and 3, but sadly goes out by Salem, making it Swampscott ball once again. 3 passes it to 21, but it's taken away by number 6. Over to 20 for Swampscott, over to 1. Where 1, 17, and 19 shall take it, and the ball goes a little bit farther than expected, but the goalie shall try to get it. The goalie proceeds to get it, but taken away by 7 for Swampscott.
Good job, Thea.
Number 13 races for the ball for Swampscott. With number 18 from Salem fighting for it, but is kicked out and makes it Swampscott's ball.
This is like chicken pot pie right now. It is, right? I would like a safety crust or chicken pot pie right now, delivered. Right here. And not one with too many vegetables. Chicken gravy and peas.
Brought back in by Salem. Taken away by number 12. Over to 21. Taken away by 12. Salem.
Good recovery, Jesse.
Brought back by 3 for Swampscott. Over to 21, but it goes out of bounds on Swampscott. .23 shall bring it in back for Salem. Over to 17, taken away by number 24. Brought back by number 6. Kicks it way downfield to the right. Taken away by number 6. Taken away by number 18 for Salem. 3 and 12 rush for the ball, but it will sadly not make it as it goes out of bounds. Swampscott brings the ball back in. Over the 12. Back to 3. But goes out of bounds over the fence. Six and 8 for both teams. Kick it, and it goes right outside again, out of bounds. Three shall bring it in for Swampscott. But it goes right outside again. Over to number 4 for Salem. Back to 23. Taken away by number 24. But the goalie shall stop it. Goalie kicks it back into center field. Almost stopped by number 22, but is sadly taken away by number 12 for Swampscott. Over to 8. Taken back by number 6. Once again, taken away by number 12 for Swampscott. Over to 7, but goes out of bounds on Swampscott. Salem throws it back in. And Swampscott head bops it, but it goes right out of the side of bounds. Taken away by Swampscott.
Get that, Fiona.
It was a little bit farther than expected, but Salem shall kick it back in, and Thirteen kicks it straight to 24 Swampscott. Over to 8.
Go, Fiona. Good job, Fiona.
It is on a breakaway. All by herself with 23, 6, and 13. Will she make it? But is sadly pushed over, and goalie gets it.
Go, Fiona.
It appears Swampscott has a goalie shot. One shall kick. Number 1 for Swampscott shall kick. Here comes the kick. And the kick is good, making it 3-0 Swampscott.
Hey, good work, Fiona. Fiona, you get half a point for that.
The assist. Somebody hurt?
Brought back to center field. Number 13 kicks it a little bit too far, making it for teammates to get there, and out on Salem. Swampscott shall throw it back in, but it's taken away by number 7. Over to 13 and is out of bounds once again. Over the fence.
Kate, is Hannah okay?
Swampscott throws it in again. Over to 12, but will not make it 12. Over to 8. Number 21 shall get it, but interfered by number 13. Number 3 shall get it for Swampscott. Kicked a little bit too far and number 4 shall get it, but is taken away by number 7. And is gone out of bounds on Salem, making it Swampscott.
are her game changer. I'm like so happy.
I am so happy. I didn't even realize you were sitting on top.
Yeah, I know I'm not
By the way,
sitting
they're meant to go on some of the lower seats to get the
You
full
already
effect.
have the back.
I know, but you know what? Because these are the thicker ones and the clip doesn't work, I just didn't want to
Swampscott throws it back in.
That would be something that would happen to me.
Yeah, I'm aware. I don't worry.
Hey, Maddie, that's it.
From 4 all the way to 24. Brought it to center field.
Might as well let William just kick it. Just play out of the net. Just kick it.
But the goalie shall make that stop, but bring it over to number 12. Over to 8. But it's kicked out of bounds, making a Swampscott ball. 8 throws it in right away. Over to 24. Taken away by Salem 6.
Good throw. Come on.
On Ab.
Number 28 has the ball for Swampscott, but the goalie shall get it.
Good hustle, Abby.
8 for Salem gets the ball. Swampscott will get the ball, bring it over to number 4. Taken all the way towards the left side of the field where Salem's goalie will save it and kick it right back into center field. Number 4 for Swampscott shall get the ball. But it's kicked out of bounds by Salem's 18. Two for Salem has the ball, but is taken away by 7 Swampscott. Swampscott throws it back in. Over to Salem's 13. Back to Swampscott's 8. Over to 4. Salem's goalie shall kick it back into center field, but it goes right out of bounds. Swampscott throws it in once again. Buck goes. Something happened.
This side slipped it.
Salem's number 17 is going to take it away, but is taken back by an 8 Swampscott. Swampscott's 8 shall take it. But it's taken away by 2 for Salem. Over to 13. It's taken down the field. But Swampscott 6 shall stop it, but it goes right out of bounds.
Is Hannah okay?
Salem kicks it in down to Swampscott's right side. Puck goes right outside again, making it Swampscott's ball. Swampscott's goalie, she'll kick it in. Over to 24, past 13. But Salem's number 6, she'll kick it right out of bounds, making it Swampscott ball once again. Swampscott with the throw-in, over to 23. Taken away by Salem 7, but is kicked right out of bounds. Swampscott with another throw-in, but number 23 for Salem kicks it right back out. Back to 23 once again, but it is brought out, making it... I guess they're still going with it, but over to 28, taken away. Brought back by Swampscott 6, over to 8. Over to 23. Brought down the right side of the field, but is kicked out by Salem's 6, making the Swampscott's ball once again. Swampscott brings the ball back in. Taken away by Salem 6. Kicked out once again, making the Swampscott ball. Swampscott with another throw-in. Over to 23, but Salem once again kicks it out of bounds. But this time Salem shall throw it back in, over to 7. Over to Swampscott's 28, and that is a goal. Now the score is Swampscott 4, Salem, which is 0.
Good job, Abby.
Salem 13 shall get the ball, pass it over to 7, but a little bit overhead, and shall go right outside of bounds. And that is the soccer games, ladies and gentlemen, with your final scores. Swampscott Big Blue 4, Salem Witches 0. We'll see you next time.